getting things started with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. When Jade and Bianca unexpectedly lost the women's tag team belts in June, it was a major blow. However, the crucial fact that WWE has emphasized numerous times in recent months is that neither Jade nor Bianca was ever pinned to lose their titles. Thus, they kept getting back into the picture until they eventually secured another championship match at Bash. After defeating the Unholy Union in Berlin, Bianca and Jade are now the two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. This is a significant accomplishment for the team as a whole and for Jade Cargill. Technically speaking, it's Jade Cargill's second piece of WWE gold from her early WWE tenure. As Jade herself stated, she views this past March as the official beginning of her WWE career. Thus, in just the first 6 months of her career, she has already won 2 titles, which is an incredible resume this early in the game. Furthermore, Bianca Belair herself was building a Hall of Fame career even before she joined Jade Cargill's tag team, but her 2 tag team championship reigns only served to bolster her claim to the Hall of Fame. What purpose did it serve for them to lose the titles only to regain them later? It appears that the purpose of doing that was to stir up some controversy and drama for the tag team. It's great to watch them waltz right past everyone, but a good bit of conflict always makes a story more engaging. It appears that this was the case in this instance. They were able to regain their titles without being pinned, which gave you even more incentive to support them. Now that they're back on top and have already resolved their disagreement, it appears like this may be the protracted tag team championship run that everyone anticipated during their first reign. Furthermore, it appears like they are only rewarding them with these extra moments and successes together in order to make it much more painful for them to eventually break up or turn on one another. It appears that everything will eventually come full circle and lead to Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. Jade Cargill began her WWE debut at the 2024 Royal Rumble, where she also hinted at a matchup with the latter. However, if they do that, it would probably happen at WrestleMania 41, giving them several months to spend together amicably. Perhaps then, minor cracks in the team will begin to show, which might gradually develop into something much bigger. Additionally, one of Jade Cargill's responses to a question during the press conference went viral. Jade was questioned over her move from AEW to WWE. In response, Jade expressed her exhaustion at having to react to inquiries regarding AEW. Jade Cargill's response was exactly what everyone was thinking when she mentioned that she is happy of her history with that company and to have come from there, but she also wants to keep the focus on WWE. For practically the entire past calendar year, Jade Cargill has been responding to that exact question. If the person had been serious about getting an answer, they could have Googled the question and discovered 1,000 other interviews where Jade Cargill answered the same question. Therefore, since Jade Cargill's response was entirely justified, no one is holding her accountable in any way. You have the chance to ask Jade Cargill whatever you want, and you ask her a question that she has been responding to for a year. Simply said, it's not the best journalism. If they had spent even a few seconds researching, they probably would have discovered that the topic they had in mind had already been asked a lot. So maybe other reporters will take note of Jade's statement so she won't have to deal with yet another generic inquiry about AEW and WWE transitions. The return of a major star in the women's division was also announced by the Raw broadcast on September 2nd. Zelina Vega is in dire need of assistance as Pure Fusion Collective has made her a weekly victim. Lyra, who had been out there a few times to assist Zelina Vega, gave her some assistance, but it wasn't enough. Lyra mentioned to Zelina Vega during a backstage interview on Raw that Raw will be in Canada the next week and that she would be calling for assistance. Lyra didn't specifically mention anyone by name, but as all the pieces come together, it becomes clear that Lyra is referring to a Canadian person who we haven't seen in a while. Upon combining all of things, you obtain Natalya, one of the more seasoned members of the WWE women's roster. Natalya's contract ended a few months ago, and there was some concern that she would be departing the company. Fans believe that this return moment in Canada will be how Natalya returns to WWE television and becomes a regular recurring superstar again, most likely as a right hand to Zelina Vega in this match against Pure Fusion Collective. However, a brand new deal was reached a while back, and we haven't seen Natalya since the new deal was signed. Randy Orton had to handle the final week of build-up to Bash in Berlin alone because Gunther was already in Germany for press conferences and other WWE live events. Randy Orton delivered a fantastic promo in which he shed a lot of light on his prior exploits. He mentioned that he had always favored the World Heavyweight title over the WWE title since it was the first global title he had ever won in the organization. In light of the fact that the World Heavyweight title has always been his favorite title and that it has since undergone an update, Randy Orton stated he simply needed to obtain it and have his name inscribed on it. Orton said that it will be challenging because Gunther is regarded as a living legend by the people of Europe, and he will likely be entering unfriendly territory at Bash in Berlin. Since both Gunther and Orton were formerly conceited maniacs in their professional lives, Orton claimed that he could truly relate to Gunther. Orton stated that Gunther, who is in his late 30s, is currently going through the same phase that he went through when he first joined with WWE when he was 19 years old. Many fans were initially critical of this match for being a rather random Raw and SmackDown crossover match, but the actual story and build-up have been pretty great. Randy Orton seemed confident about defeating Gunther and becoming a 15-time world champion. So, a solid promo from Randy Orton to build more hype and interest in the match, even without Gunther there. There is the backstory of the contentious finish to their King of the Ring match, in which Randy's shoulders were not on the mat. As a result, the fact that Gunther did not actually pin Randy to win the match creates an interesting dynamic in the narrative. Moreover, there is Randy's claim that he only wants to win the World Heavyweight Championship one more time. He hopes to win the Heavyweight World title, which would be his first and only world title. Thus, while the tale is intriguing and the match seems ideal, will Randy Orton's journey end happily? Probably not. It just doesn't seem possible that Gunther would lose the world title in his first title defense on home soil. That's just not easy to imagine. Thus, while it may not be a happy ending for Randy this time, he did mention that he has a few more years left in him, so there will likely be more opportunities for him to win a world championship in the future. But let's now shift our attention to Randy's ongoing, behind-the-scenes second feud. Recently, MGK made an appearance at SummerSlam as a celebrity guest to support Logan Paul in his match and get him into the ring. In an interview that Logan Paul recently released, MGK discusses in detail an alleged incident involving himself and Randy Orton that allegedly occurred prior to SummerSlam. Before SummerSlam aired, he reportedly revealed he was by the ring to talk with Logan Paul and go over some of the maneuvers for the LA Knight match, according to MGK. At that moment, MGK noticed Randy Orton, who was also in the vicinity. MGK recalled how he had heard Randy disparaging him in conversation. MGK then said that he made the decision to simply begin cussing Randy Orton there, in close proximity. MGK claims that everyone in his group didn't know if he was playing or not, but he made hints that he was being sincere with Randy Orton. Randy would use the extended nose emoji to label MGK a liar in response to his account of the incident on Twitter. At that point, MGK intervened and added to the complexity and confusion of the issue. MGK informed Randy that he had his phone number for a unique reason that he would not discuss. He added that the WWE cameras were recording at the time, therefore they had to release the video. Stars from other fields also joined in and contributed to this discussion. Kevin Owens may have been hinting at a tag team match when he uploaded a photo of himself and Randy next to another of Logan Paul and MGK. Xavier Woods cited the tweets and stated that if someone had cursed out Randy in such a way, they wouldn't still be around to tell the tale. Thus, just a ton of fascinating quotes from MGK and Randy Orton. and now other celebrities are stirring things up as well. And fans are currently unsure about how to feel about this circumstance. Fans are questioning if Logan Paul is setting up future battles and angles with his compelling interviews, as they have in the past. Is the drama involving Randy Orton and MGK only a pretext for MGK to make an appearance in the WWE in the future? Or did they actually have a real incident that occurred behind the scenes at SummerSlam? Everyone is currently a little confused about that, but Randy Orton is asserting that MGK isn't speaking the truth in either case. Thus, it would be interesting to see if Randy Orton gives his account of what transpired with MGK at SummerSlam in a next major interview.